There was a little boy, and maybe a little bit bigger than this lot that I have in front of me here. And this little boy loved to play. Children and all, they love to play. Just like Nirab, they love to play. So devotees and friends, this boy had a different kind of play. A play that the children of today would not have ash, because today children is only in the little games of the fingers. But devotees and friends, this little boy went into the forested part of the village, little bush part, and he built a little hut, cover it with flower branch and so on, and he placed a stone there. And on placing that stone there, my dear friends, he prayed to Sri Ganesh on that stone. Just, my dear friends, I can tell to you, and this happens with the children just about 2.5, 3 years going to 4 years. When you go at their home and you finish do puja, before you finish do puja, they are sitting by the Bedi also, and they too doing puja. So this little boy was performing his puja, and the puja to Sri Ganesh, but Sri Ganesh was in the form of a stone, a pathar stone, an ordinary stone he placed into that little hut which he covered with flowers and so on, make a nice little house, what, you know, Binmati, what all they would have called the dolly house long time, and all of you used to be playing and all of that. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. But this was not a dolly house, this was a play temple, as we'd call it. He made the temple and he played. And he used to carry now all the little boys from the village, and they used to play there. By that stone, they played a prayer to Sri Ganesh. But my dear friends, their heart was very sincere, their heart was very innocent as they prayed to this stone as Sri Ganesh. And so their prayer started to go and go and go. So devotees and friends, one day he took the boys and they started to pray, playing prayer. Remember, this is playing prayer. But night took them and they didn't reach home by the next morning. So my dear friends, the parents of the other children became very angry with Mr. Kalyan, whose son was Vallabh. And so devotees and friends, they went there and they quarreled with him, and they told to him, your son have taken away our children and we are not aware of it. We don't know where they are. My dear friends, instead of these parents go along with this little boy father to look for the children, they started to blame this little boy's father. And like every other human being, what happened? Rondell, he became very angry. And let me catch this boy. So he took up a lathi. He took up a lathi. And so, my dear friends, he went in search of his son. But what happened? He went in search of his son with a great amount of anger. And there he reached where the son and the boys were. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai. Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Murukai se patthar ko सर्वात्मा कहता है, देखो गहतोरम गणेश्वरम, तेरे बेध्यानों को किस प्रकार दूर करता है। कल्याण आपने पुत्र को एक पेद से वृद्धांतपुर का भंडा कर भूलम। अब भी आपने मूल स्वीकार कर ले और गणेश की भक्ति छोड़ कर आपने कार्य में लगा जाम। जय श्री गणेश, जय जय भगवान। किंतु पुत्र से पिता की बात स्वीकार नहीं की, तो वहां उसे गले देता हुआ चल गया। जय जय श्री गणेश, जय भगवान। जय श्री गणेश, जय भगवान। जय श्री गणेश भगवान। Devotees and friends, Kalyan, the father of Vallabh, he met with them there now. And when he met there, my dear friends, what happened? Valalang, this little boy, he knew his father was angry. And which child, when they see their father angry, Prahalad would not know that their father is angry? You must know. And devotees and friends, you know, the boy started to beg his father immediately. And the father sent the little boys and the other boys away to their parents out of the forest. And he took the lathi and he started to beat this boy. Started to beat this boy, my dear friends. Would you have done the same, Prahalad? But you see, when we get angry, Prahalad, what follows is we lose memory. We lose judgment. And so we get angry, just as Kalyan got angry. And he started to beat this boy. It says blood started to flow out of the boy's belly. And this father did not stop beating. Devotees and friends. And he told to the boy, he said, make sure you don't come back home. If you come back home, you will not be welcome. You won't go to that extreme, Prahalad. A little two and that is good enough. No blood. From the time you see the blood, you know it's trouble. So devotees and friends, Valalang now was in pain and he started to beg his father, save me, O Father. Trahima, Pitaji. Please save me, please save me. And the father did not stop. This is the danger of becoming angry. When you become angry, you lose your memory, you use your judgment. And my dear friends, when you lose your memory and you lose your judgment, what follows? You can do anything which you will regret after. But devotees and friends, this father Kalyan went a little bit further. He tied the boy in a tree. And he left him there bleeding. And he said, I want your Ganesh now to come and help you. And he pelted away the stone and all of that. And he well beat the boy. But devotees and friends, the boy was crying. Just like all the children, once you get a little belt, you will cry. But this was more than a belt. This is where blood was flowing. And the boy started to cry. And these were his words, devotees and friends. He trembled with fear. He begged, Father, don't go away. Father, don't leave me. I hope no father here does get angry like this father. I hope no father here gets angry as this father. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki. And so, devotees and friends, he is begging his father, oh Father, please remove the rope. Father would not remove the rope. And what happened? With tears in the boy's eye, he started to pray. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai. He's praying. Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, tears flowing from his eyes. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai. Devotees and friends, he is begging his father. He is begging his father. Oh Pitaji, don't leave me here. The father says, if your Ganesh does not come and save you, it's better you die here. And that is the extent to the abuse that the father went. Devotees and friends, the child started to pray. Couldn't put his hands as I am putting my hand today together, because his hands are bound with the rope of the vine on the tree. And so, devotees and friends, he went into that ecstasy of his devotion because this child had faith. This child had faith that that stone is Sri Ganesh. That stone was no stone, that stone was Sri Ganesh to him. And devotees and friends, he focused on that stone and he said, oh Ganapati, you are the only one to help me now. And devotees and friends, Ganapati Bhagwan appeared. But before Ganapati Bhagwan appeared, with the blood dripping from this boy, he is saying, dear Lord, that one who have bind me here with the rope, he is wicked. Let him instantly become blind. Let him become deaf. Let him become dumb. Let his skin, as my skin is bleeding and there is no place where my skin does not have a veil, let his skin be covered with leprosy. Devotees and friends, you could imagine the kind of licks that child had to get to reach to this stage to make that kind of pronouncement. But there Ganapati Bhagwan appeared, loose him out, and he healed him. Devotees and friends, the boy started to pray again. Oh Ganapati, don't leave me. Because he had that fear that his father might come back. And Ganapati Bhagwan told to him, he said, that one who had done you all this wickedness, I have taken care of him already. His own action has taken care of him, the law of nature. He said, no, I don't want you to leave me here. And devotees and friends, Ganesh Bhagwan manifested a murti of himself. And he says, place it into your mandir. He says, and I will be always there to protect you. Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. And devotees and friends, what happened? This boy made a decision. And what was his decision? His decision was Tvam eva mata pita cha pita tvam eva. That Lord, you, O Ganesh Bhagwan, is my mother, and you is my father, you are my friend, and you are everything to me. I don't want any other relationship there, Lord. You must be everything for me. You are my mother, you are my father, and you are everything. Ganesh Bhagwan bless him. And devotees and friends, there this boy repaired the damaged little mandir that he had. He put back the flowers, branches and so on. But the mandir now had a little more than just the stone. It had a murti of Sri Ganesh Ji. And what happened, my dear friends? Something wonderful happened at this time. And let us listen how he dealt with this situation. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati. All together, please. Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati. Devotees sing along. Bless the rest of the world through Sankhya TV see you singing. You are not here to a concert. You are here to chant God's name. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati. Hello! Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai. So devotees and friends, the father really got deaf. He really could not speak. His skin was all covered with the leprosy. Devotees and friends, when we behave in a particular manner, always remember the same will return back to us. The same will return back to us. I always make mention of this wonderful statement I saw just on the entrance to the staff room of the old Marabella Junior Secondary School where yoga class used to take place. And it says, if you gossip about others, others will gossip about you. If you cause hurt to others, well, I'm putting in the rest now, which means the same. If you cause hurt to others, then hurt will come to you. If you deal mercilessly with people, then you would lose mercy. People would not have mercy on you. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki. So devotees and friends, this is what happened to the father. It was not because of the boy what the boy said. The boy said that out of his hurt, out of his pain, out of seeing death, because his father was leaving him there. But devotees and friends, Who do you think will come looking for this boy now? Well, talk to me now. Who you think will be coming to look for this boy? His mother came looking for this boy. And why did the mother come looking for the boy? Do you think she was really coming to look for the boy to see how much he was hurt? Indira, you think he was coming to see how much her son was hurt? No. She was coming because her husband could not bear the pain anymore. So she was now coming to look for her son. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So devotees and friends, what happened? The mother reached. And when the mother reached, she was very, very, very surprised to see a little mandir of Sri Ganesh. To see her son without a mark on his skin. And she told to him, she said, "Son, your father is very sick. Think about him." Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai. जय माता संसार का माता पिता जो अनित्य है, यथार्थता माता पिता जो भगवान गणेश्वर ही है। जीना को मैंने शरण जय श्री गणेश ली है। इन्हीं भगवान का निरंतर करने वे करण पिताजी को ऐसे दशा प्राप्त हुए हैं। उनकी सेवा करण तुम्हारा भी तो कर्तव्य है, क्योंकि पली के लिए पति की सेवा ही सर्वपरम है। जय जय श्री गणेश जय भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। माता ने कहा पुत्र आपने जन्मदाता पिता को श्राप से भी मुक्ति कर दो, मैं तुमसे विनय करती हूँ। जय जय श्री गणेश जय भगवान। यहाँ सुना कर भला न कहा, माता मैं तो अब कुछ भी नहीं करूँ। इस कथा अगले जन्म में तुम एक राजा की महारानी भीरोगी। जय जय श्री गणेश, जय श्री गणेश भगवान। जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय गणपति, जय 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 गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय गणपति, जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय गणपति, जय। mother spoke to her son and she says, "Hey Putra, I am your mother speaking to you." He says, "Your father." Forget your anger, son. Forget your anger that you have for your father. And please go to your father and help him. Devotees and friends, this boy Valam had no anger because his life was now saturated to God. My dear friends, the katha to apply back to our lives today is that we must have faith in God and know that He will send someone, or He will show us the way to get out of our difficult moments. He will not leave us here to suffer. But you must dedicate yourself to God in mind, spirit, and body. You must commit yourself to God. Devotees and friends, you know how many people probably today is thinking and saying, "I wish Pandit could give me a mala, but oh God, between this Ganesh Utsav and the next Ganesh Utsav, we have Christmas. How I go survive?" Eh? Devotees and friends, this is what it meant when the boy told to his mother, he say, "Martha, Pita," he say, "My mother and my father is Ganapati Bhagwan." He say, "My mother and my father is Ganapati Bhagwan." He says, "I have no mother and no father except Bhagwan Ganesh. I was left here to die into the forest. And it is not revenge that he's keeping. Mind you, Munesh, is not revenge. He had to seek a way out. He had to find a way to survive. The problems were many. And the only way that he could have survived, my dear friends, was to dedicate himself fully to Bhagwan Ganesh. How many of us have problems here today and not willing to commit ourselves to Bhagwan Ganesh? Because why? My tongue will feel to eat this. You know, when I pass on Gasparillo Junction on a Friday evening, it does not bother me. But how many people will it bother? With the amount of traffic, brother, you just smell it. But you just have to dismiss it. That's all you need to do, dismiss it. Put Ganesh Bhagwan up front. And all will be well. So my dear friends, to remove our problems and to remove our difficulties, this little boy had real problems. It wasn't a little bit of problems. And he forget everybody else. And all his thought was on Sri Ganesh. So when he told to his mother, Mata, Pita, that Bhagwan Ganesh is my mother and my father, my dear friends, it tells to us, he totally surrendered to God. Now this is a joke, just like how the boys just make the joke with me. But when we totally surrender ourselves to God, Munesh, I'll pass it through Munesh and the rest of them will get it. You know? And all you're frightening me now and telling me all you want a week off and all you want to go on fishing and all you want to do this and do that. That is not 100% surrendering to God. Because the thought is still on your mind. And you have to remove the thought, Munesh. Let me help Munesh save some of those blows, because if he started to bleed, then I go out and get trouble here too. So it is be still on our thought, Roshan. So we have to be very careful how we speak to the universe. So this boy totally surrendered himself to Bhagwan Ganesh. So nothing worldly would be an attachment to him. Devotees and friends. However, he told to his mother, he said in the next birth, it says that, no, before he told them that, devotees and friends, the mother told to him, he says, son, forget your anger, and you yourself must find out the way and the means to help your father. Help me, your mother, to wipe off my miseries. And he told to his mother, he said, mother, it says that Vinayaka Bhagwan, Lord Ganesh, is my mother and father. They are the mother and father of all living creatures. And he is also my father and mother in the hereafter. But mother, if you have problems with my father and my father is suffering, I cannot help him. Devotees and friends, so many of us believe that we could change the world. We could change ourselves. So many of us believe that we could change the world, my dear friends, but the only thing in the world that we can change is ourselves. And we have to change ourselves. Instead of watching this one and watching the other one, and I wouldn't say Tom, Dick, and Harry, because they'll say, so I will say, watching Hiralal and watching, everyone else, but save and except watching yourself, how you can contribute to creating a better you. This is one of the opportunity you have to commit yourself to Bhagwan Ganesh, to make yourself a better you. So devotees and friends, this is what he continued to tell to his mother. He said, mother, he says, it is only Vigneshwar, that's another name of Sri Ganesh. It is only Vigneshwar Bhagwan who can wipe out all the obstacles and the sufferings. And it is only possible for human beings. Beside, there is the law, and this is not that he is telling his mother anything harsh. He is telling to his mother, oh mother, there is the law that says one's sin and virtues are to be experienced only by the same person. One's sins and virtues are to be experienced only by one person, and that is the same person. You cannot bear the pain for my sins. I have to bear it. Lakshman also told that, my dear friends, to Nishad Raj, when Nishad Raj was telling to Lakshman, he said, oh my God, watch what Kekahi have done. She have put these two young children, Ram and Sita, to sleep on a bed of grass. And Lakshman told to Nishad, he said, oh my brother, he said, no one is responsible for one's sorrow or one happiness, but they themselves are responsible for it. No one is responsible for one gain or one loss, but he himself is responsible for it. No one is responsible for unity nor separation, but he himself is responsible for it. So devotees and friends, everything that happens to us, we must check ourselves and see how we contributed also to it. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So my father have to go to Vigneshwar Bhagwan. He mocked me. He told me, let my Ganesh come and help me. My Ganesh come and help me. Now he have to go to my Ganesh to ensure that he get help. And when he get help, you will then now be born into a new world. You will be born as Kamala, and my father will be born as your son, Takha, and he will be born with disease. And by praying to Sri Ganesh again, Viganeshwar, the one who you have kicked, he will be able to rise out of the disease. And there and then, he will start reaping good. There and then, he will become a king. So devotees and friends, what Valalang is telling to his mother, Mother, you cannot disregard Sri Ganesh, you cannot disregard God and hope to get well. Dedicate yourself to Sri Ganesh in this body, and then he will die in peace. Then he will born again to you, O Mother, and you will name Kamla, and he will name Takka, and there you will be initiated in the mantra Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, and for 21 days you will offer incense, deep, Naivedya, and recite this mantra Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha from sunrise to sunrise. And Mother, you will be able to save him in the baby form. And so, devotees and friends, after obtaining the blessings of Murkala Muni, Takha and his mother departed to a nearby town known as Kaundinyam. And there they found a tank and the temple of Sri Ganesh, where they sat and dedicated themselves to Sri Ganesh. The boy child was then cured, but remember, the boy child was Valalang father, and he came now to the mother, whose name was Kamla. And there the king of that kingdom died, and there was no one to take up the kingdom. But the king had a play elephant. I can't go to read all of that in the Hindi for you this evening because time is running on us. We had a lot of time in puja. But the king had an elephant, a play elephant. And that elephant would play and do anything. So they put a necklace, a mala, on the trunk of the elephant, and they sent the elephant, any one of your choice, may you be able, whoever you place this mala on will be the person to become the king. Devotees and friends, the hathi, the elephant, went through the whole community and reached into the forest where the mother Kamala and this boy Takha was, and the elephant placed that garland on his neck. Devotees and friends, he then became the new king, and so he got married also. You know, there was a king by the name of Varasena, and he has a daughter. Says that daughter was as beautiful as Mahalakshmi, and she too was at marriageable age. And so Varasena, Sri Ganesh Bhagwan, gave him a dream and tell him, go to this where this boy is. In this city he is now king, and your daughter should marry to this boy. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki. So devotees and friends, we see here The father entangled himself by beating the boy to get out of his trouble where he had to go. He had to dedicate himself to Sri Ganesh. The boy was so badly beaten, he was tired. If he did not have the help of God, he would have died there. But because of his faith in God, my dear friends, he was able to help himself. When he realized that there was nowhere else to go, he dedicated his life and he surrendered 100%, as they say, man kram bachan, in mind, body and spirit. This boy, Valala, he dedicated himself to Sri Ganesh. Nothing in this world meant anything to him save and except Sri Ganesh. My dear friends, I know today we have so many of you wants to make Ganesh Bhagwan your today, tomorrow, and it was yesterday. But you want to make him today and tomorrow for sure. But because you cannot totally withdraw yourself from the worldly pleasures, you're afraid to say, Baba, give me a mala. But what would this boy achieve? You know? And I'm moving it away from the Katha. The Katha shows us that, okay, the Lord manifested to him, but the Lord will manifest to you too, my dear friends, if you surrender to him. He will surrender to you by showing you what you have to do to bring success into your life. Yes, there is no doubt about that. He will guide you. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki. Omar will sing us a bhajan, and then we'll see how we're going from there.
गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है। गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है। गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है। गणपति गणेश
We'll have a few bhajans again, but before, I've spoken to Rishi. I don't know if he's here. Rishi, if you're ready, come up, please. I've spoken to Carol. Carol, if you're ready, come up. And so this is 2 new devotees for here. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, start. Rishi, if you're ready, come up. Where's Rishi? All right. Anybody volunteer now? You can come straight up. I have enough here. So while that is happening, some one of them will sing again. And then I'm certain a few people will come. If not, nothing wrong. Because I tell you, I don't want to force anybody into it. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai.
Did
Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. And then you're trying it this year, boy? Somebody hand me that one there. From the time that one went up there, I see this boy. That's for him. Come, son. Bless you.
Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya, Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya, Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya, Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya, Shambho Shankar Namah Shivaya, Girija Shankar Namah Shivaya, Shambho
And Ganesh Bhagwan working very well. Rishi Primati want to see you with your mala on your neck. Where you? Let's see.
बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम। उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में, उसकी शोभा है मोहन से। उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में, उसकी शोभा है मोहन से। तुलसी ने जब शीश झुकाया, दर्श बनी कान्हा की बंसी। रामई माया रामई जाने कर बने श्री राम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम। लिपट लिपट के राम चरण में, आँखों में गंगा जल भर ले। लिपट लिपट के राम चरण में, आँखों में गंगा जल भर ले। श्री राम तू क्षमाशील है, पापों को स्वीकार तू कर ले। श्री राम के चरण कमल जैसे वैकुंठी धाम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम। बोल बोल तू राम रमैया, जीवन फिर ना मिलेगा भैया। बोल बोल तू राम रमैया, जीवन फिर ना मिलेगा भैया। दुनिया तू जंगल है मूरत, राम ही पार लगाए नैया। राघव के चरणों में ही वो पाएगा विश्राम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तो सिया राम।
Ganesh Bhagwan ki. And then you show you're trying, boy. Or could give them a little clap and thing, you know, nothing, you know. Yes, Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Umaria going back? You see, and I want to show something here today. Valalang created a situation for his mother and his father to do Ganesh Vrat. These boys created the situation because the way they were sitting there was like they didn't come in this year. But the boys put them there. Bless you. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai. Rami always there, but come now, take a malas. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki jai.